All right, so we are going to go over, first of all, I am absent today because my son is sick. He has a fever, so I'm going to stay home with him today. But what we're going to do first is go over the lesson check. This question was most frequently answered wrong, and it was on surface area of this triangular prism, and it was on number 2 in the lesson check. I have released those scores to you so you can look over and then look at my notes on, which ones you got wrong, and I showed my work there. So what we're going to do first is we're going to realize this is a triangular prism, so the triangles are the bases, and I'm going to do 2 times the area of the base, okay? So I have 2 times, and these are triangles, and to find the area of a triangle, it's half times the base of the triangle, which is 8, times the height of the triangle. Now this picture was kind of deceiving, but it has a right angle here. So this is the height. This one is not where the right angle is, so this is the height. It was 15. Plus the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter would be 15 plus, that's 17, then 15 plus 17 plus 8. So that would be 32 plus 8 would be 40. So the perimeter of the base is 15 plus 17 plus 8. And then the height is the height of the prism, and the height is between the 2 bases, so that would be 26. So you go through, multiply this part, and then multiply this part, and then at the end add those together, and that's how you get the answer. And here's the work shown here. For the triangle part, you would get 60. The perimeter of the triangle, like I said, you'd get 40. The height of the prism was 26. And then you multiply those together, multiply, and then add, and that's how you get 1160. Okay? So you can look back at that and see, maybe you thought the height of the triangle was 17. Okay? Or maybe you didn't realize that this was the height of the prism because the prism is on its side. Okay? So that was the most frequently incorrect answered question. All right, so today what we're going to do is we are going to do surface area of pyramids and cones, and this is lesson 8.8. So this is on printed notes that I already gave you, so I don't remember the day, maybe it was Thursday. I gave you notes that said 8.6.8.8. Probably golden. If you could look through your notes and find 8.6.8.8 notes, and we already did half of them. We already did 8.6, and now we're going to do 8.8. So it should have pictures of pyramids and codes on it. Okay, you can pause. Excuse me. You can pause the video if you need to, so they can find that. If they lost it, I do have extras. Might be kind of hard to find. They are on that rolling table that is near the front of the room. They are golden, I believe. Okay? Alright, so what we're going to do is find surface area today on pyramids and cones. So, on the printed notes, it goes through how to do it. So, it's the same generic formula for pyramids and cones, and then on your formula sheet, which you might want to take out now, and your calculator, get that ready. On your formula sheet, I broke it down to be more specific to a pyramid and then to a cone. So for a pyramid, get my highlighter. There is this cursive L, and that is the slant height. Whoops. Don't want to move my recorder. So the slant height is this part. It's like on the face of the figure. It's not going perpendicular to the base. It's on the face of the figure, and that's because we're measuring surface area, not the inside of this. And then on the cone, it's on the curved surface of the cone. Okay, so the formula that we'll be using that's more specific is surface area, and you just highlight this. It's big B, which is the area of the base, plus 1/2 times P is the perimeter of the base, and that cursive L is the slant height, so times the slant height. So here we have a picture of a net of this unfolded. So we'll find the area of the base, which will be, it depends on the shape. It could be a triangle or a rectangle. This one's a square. And so you'll find the area of that, and there's only one base. And then all the triangles are congruent. So you're doing 1/2 because these are triangles. That's how you find the area of a triangle. And the perimeter part is then you'd get all the triangles. And then the slant height is the height of the triangle itself. Okay? So that's how we'll do that one. And then for a cone, we'll do pi r squared. And that's because the bottom is a circle. And then this second part is the lateral or the side. And I don't understand why it's this way. It's some relationship between the size of the circle and that this is not a full circle. It's partial to, you know, fold up and make the cone shape. But the lateral part is pi times the radius right here of the base times the slant height. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so you should have a picture of all of these, and I wrote in the, you know, more specific formula. So we'll do, see if I can get this side by side. Boom. All right, so we're going to do, I'm going to pause the video and see if I can get like a pen. All right, so we're going to do part A first, or problem A. So we've got big B, and that is the area of the base, and the base here is a square. Okay, so there's the big B part. Okay, plus, now we're going to do the lateral area, and that would be 1/2 times the perimeter of the base is, you know, all the way around the square. So it would be 2.4 plus 2.4 plus 2.4 plus 2.4, or you could do 2.4 times 4. It's just whatever you feel like doing. So I'm just going to add them all up and get the answer that way. So do that first. Whoops. 2. Doesn't want to get my 2. 2.4 plus 2. This calculator is like not being my friend. My number lock was on. Okay, so that'd be 9.6. For the perimeter. Okay. And then times the L. That cursive L is the slant height. So that would be this 3 right here. Okay, so we do multiply that together, and then the last step is add. 2.4 times 2.4, so that first part is 5.76, and then 0.5 or half times the perimeter of the base times the slant height. And then my last step is to add those all together. And I am showing my work back here. I'm showing my work. You just can't see. So I just multiplied. Now I'm going to add. So my final answer is 20.16. And my units were feet squared, and this is feet squared because it is area. Okay. Now I'm going to do the cone, and then you guys can try the like shapes. So we'll do the cone, which is example B. because we've got a cone. So it's pi times the radius is 3, squared, that's the area of the base, plus pi times the radius, which is 3, times the slant height, which is 6. It's this number right here. It's the slant height. Okay, so order of operations, I'm going to multiply. Well, actually I need to square this first. Then I will multiply, and then at the end add. Okay, 3 squared is 9. So 9 times 3.14. That first part, I get 28.26. The second part, it is pi times 3 times 6, which is 18. And now I want to add those two answers together. So 28.26 plus 56.52. And I get 84.78. And what do I have here? There's my work. I've got centimeters. Centimeters squared. Okay. So why don't you guys pause the video and try example C and D, and I'll work it out too while the video is paused, and we'll check in and see if we got the same answers. Alright, so let's check back in and see if we got it correct. So this is my first one. I did area of the base, which is 3 times 3, and I got 9. Then I did the 1/2 times the perimeter of the base, which would be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which would be 12, times the slant height, which is 5. And for that section, I got 30. 1/2 times 12 times 5 is 30. And then I added them together and got 39, and it's meters squared. Okay. For the second one, I did pi times the radius was 7 squared, and I got 49 for 7 squared, and then got my calculator and got 153.86. Then I did pi times the radius times the slant height and got this answer, 395.64. And then my last step was to add it together, and I got this. All right, so that's how you do that part. If you have any questions, you can ask me tomorrow when we're back in person. Okay, I think I'm probably going to have to do 2 videos because this video is going to cut me off, and then I'll have to make a new one. All right, questions on exploring the effect of changing dimensions. This is not on your printed notes, so if there's room on your printed notes, you can write it on there or in your notebook. Okay, so it tells you about a cone. It gives the diameter and a slant height, and it says explain whether tripling the slant height would have the same effect on the surface area as tripling the radius. Okay, so we're going to do the original dimensions, then we'll triple the slant height, then we'll go back to the original and just triple the radius and see if it has the same effect. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video, and then I will do a new video to do this example.